I've had it happen several times where I've come across an article so absurd that I ended up making a video revolving entirely around it. This time, I not only came across an absurd article, but one that was actually contradictory to what are policies of the company that originally had them not review a game to begin with. And the more I thought about this article, the more just puzzling it became, the more contradictory it became, and the more upset I became at just the hypocrisy of it all. What I'm talking about is an article from Vice, and I'm going to give you the headline for the article, and yes, this is fucking real. This is from Vice News. I will have a link down to it. You can see it, or part of it, because it's an archive link, and for some weird reason, I think intentionally, Vice has a portion of the article chopped off, so I guess when it's archived, it doesn't record that. The article is titled, wait, why are there so many black people in Far Cry 5? Vice. Not an alt-right article, not a neo-Nazi article. Vice. In that, they actually do question why there seem to be so many black people just in general in the game. Why in Far Cry 5, not only are there a lot of black cultists, but there are also a lot of black allies as well. And the author goes on to use statistical data to show why that shouldn't be a thing. The paragraph in question that I want to bring into focus is, but for some reason that's never explained in-game, a large portion of the cultists are black. According to the 2016 census, black people make up just over 0.5% of the population of Montana. There are only about 6,000 people in the entire state. Does Far Cry expect me to believe that all of them moved to Hope County? The developers have tried to explain this by saying that the cult that appears as the main enemy in the game has gotten everyone, regardless of color, to join, but that doesn't account for the fact that even non-cultists are disproportionately black. So, they are arguing that because of statistical evidence and data, there shouldn't be that many black people in the game. You know, that argument sounds really, really familiar. I wonder where I've heard it from before. Oh, wait, I remember. That was Daniel Varva's fucking point with Kingdom Come Deliverance, which Vice themselves said they will not review because he said that. Because apparently, statistical data and evidence that shows that there were no black people in Bohemia in the fucking 1400s, that's racist. But this, using statistical data for why there are too many black people in a game, that's perfectly fine. I know this is different fucking authors. But for the love of God, there are these things called editors-in-chiefs. They're supposed to be the ones running these shit shows. They should see the inconsistency as blatantly as I did. It only took me half a second to go, wait, weren't these the guys that said that they wouldn't review a game because of this thing? Let me look. Let me Google it. Oh, hey, there it is right there. Which, again, I will have a link down to. So you're telling me that you refuse to review a game because of this, but now you're using this as justification yourself. I'm so upset. There are 3 games I can now point to that are showing a really bizarre pattern here. Resident Evil 5, Kingdom Come Deliverance, and Far Cry 5. Between just these 3 games, a really bizarre pattern has emerged that seems to be the new standard as far as the gaming media is concerned. You have to have black people in your game, or it's racist. Kingdom Come Deliverance. You cannot have too many black people in your game, or it's racist. Far Cry 5. you cannot have too many black allies, or you cannot even have black allies at all, or it's tokenism. Far Cry 5. If you kill black people, regardless of the context in the game, it's racist. Resident Evil 5 and Far Cry 5. What exactly do you want, media? Do you want the Fallout treatment where you cannot kill kids in Fallout? Is that the new thing you want? That you want it so that black people just exist in a void? You cannot interact with them, you cannot touch them, you cannot kill them, you cannot do any fucking thing? Because in Fallout, the kids were the single most annoying part of the game, and it was because of the whole, oh, won't someone please think of the children, that it was made so that they couldn't be killed, and eventually were removed from the game when Bethesda took charge of the game. Is that what you want? Because that is what's going to have to happen. The video game industry did exactly what you were complaining about. Oh, there's not enough black people. There's not enough black people. Okay, Call of Duty World War II now has black women Nazis in it. Far Cry 5 now has a decent chunk of their cast be black, so that you can see that they are trying to represent people. Oh, there's too many black people. This is wrong. This is horrible. Make up your fucking minds. What do you want? Because you do have an influence on these people for reasons I cannot begin to understand. They do exactly what you want, and then you bitch that they did what you wanted. And I am upset about this because we are actually seeing real-world effects of these kind of things with the media going on and on and on. The Starbucks thing that happened this week is proof positive that, yes, the media somehow does have an influence on what happens in society. Because two people walking into a Starbucks, refusing to buy anything, being asked to leave, refusing to leave, and then police coming, asking to leave, still refusing to leave, and then being dragged out. That is racism because the two people it happened to were black. I have not seen once the question asked, does the manager normally do this, or was this specific to this case? Was this because the people in question that she did it to were black, or does she have a history of removing people that say that they aren't going to buy stuff from Starbucks? No one has bothered to ask that. As soon as they heard it happened to black people, it was racism. Point blank, just right there. So you cannot tell me that the media doesn't have an effect on this shit. It has gotten corporations to revolve around their every waking word, and that's still not enough. This is why I do not like the media, because they use what influence they have, and they have it for God knows what reason, to basically just try and rule over anyone in any way they want. And even when they get their way, it's never good enough. Fuck you, Vice. This is some grade A bullshit, and I am so sick and tired of having to see the blatant hypocrisy. Again, and again, and again. I expect better. I don't know why anymore, but I do. And the fact that is this shit just insults me on an intellectual level. I hope that the gaming industry and society at large wake up to this. They see just how stupid all this is and say fuck it, because they can never make the media happy. So why bother? It's not going to happen because a large amount of these corporations are headquartered in California. So ha ha ha. But I can fucking dream, can't I? Fuck me. This has been Math Machine, complaining that Vice is fucking stupid. Must be a day that ends in Y. Peace out.